President Bolsonaro still has his core support, but there is increasing concern here. There's now a new grouping of political thinkers, including a former president from both left and right, who've come together with a manifesto to say something has to be done to save lives. Look how enormous the city of Sao Paulo is behind me. There have been 100,000 infections here, 7,500 deaths. And as I found out, where the virus is hitting worst, where people are at most risk, is in the poor areas, the shanties, the favelas. Sickness or destitution? What kind of a choice is that? A local charity worker goes door to door in the Sao Paulo favela of Heliópolis, asking what people need. Food, hygiene kits, money? They need everything. Because at least 120 people have died of COVID-19 here. And lockdown means no work, no income. Kids are always kids. But schools are closed, so no free meals. Imagine trying to do social distancing here. The alleyways aren't even a metre wide and people are living on top of each other. The women I've been talking to have 3, 4, 5 children. Their lives were already difficult. Now with the pandemic, their lives are pretty much impossible. Go and get your masks, she tells the children. Elaine is bringing up 5 kids alone. Her twin babies, then 3 months old, were isolated in hospital for 3 weeks after testing positive for COVID-19. She had worked as a cleaner until her employer dismissed her.
Elas achavam que nós passaria alguma coisa para eles. Porém, eu acredito que eles poderiam transmitir alguma coisa para nós porque eles vinham da Europa, minha patroa mesmo veio da Itália, que ela passou o final de ano na Itália e veio. Então ela pediu para mim não ir mais.
Trouble upon trouble. Just as the pandemic hit, she was flooded out of her home. Half a mile up the road, her friend Maria lives with her mother, who, despite isolating, isn't lonely with 2 dogs, 3 cats, 2 parakeets and a turtle. Maria's father died of COVID-19. She and her mother are unimpressed by President Bolsonaro's dismissive approach to the virus.
É ridículo o que ele falou, porque eu perdi o meu pai. Ele não perdeu ninguém, então ele não sabe o que é essa gripezinha igual ele está falando. Não existe gripezinha. É um vírus que chega e arrasa, acaba com a família da gente.
The favela lies in the shadow of Sao Paulo's high-rises. Brazil is one of the most unequal countries in the world. Some politicians who once supported the president are having second thoughts.
It is quite difficult, you can imagine, when we have 2 different messages. The message of health that we are using here to protect people, and the other side, the president of Brazil, saying the opposite and telling to the people, go to streets, you don't need to use masks, you don't need to afraid, we have no problem here.
Sure enough, for some reason on horseback, there he was on the streets of Brasilia yesterday. And then, maskless, up close to a crowd of supporters, kissing babies. His loyalists were out on Sao Paulo's central Avenida Paulista. Their hero may eschew face masks, but they sell ones bearing his image. They faced off against political opponents, separated by riot police firing tear gas. COVID-19 has further polarized an already divided country.
I don't believe this illness is as they really want us to believe.
You don't believe it exists?
No, I do believe, but not in this proportion to close all the things, the stores and the economy.
Maybe she hasn't been to Sao Paulo's cemetery at Vila Formosa, where they can scarcely dig the graves fast enough. Some 70 people are buried here every day, half of them victims of COVID-19, a lengthening register of loss. Maria Mayuji died within a day of falling ill, just as she was being admitted to hospital. She was 62. Her family, like thousands of others, are in shock, unable to take in what's befallen them.
Ajudava todo mundo, nunca dizia não para ninguém. Até que se passasse um cachorro na rua, ela ajudava. Para ela nunca tinha não. Para ela sempre era assim.
You can't expect the kids to understand, even though they're used to life being tough.
E eu tava com as neném dormindo aqui.
Elaine is showing me her old house, the one that flooded just as Covid-19 broke out.
Eu sinto falta daqui, sabia? É pequeno, é feio, como o povo fala, mas é meu. Meus filhos pedem todo dia pra gente voltar. Mas eu vou voltar.
Cases of coronavirus are still rising, even as Sao Paulo gradually eases lockdown. Not that the barbers of Heliopolis ever stopped. Like so many Brazilians, not making mischief, just struggling to survive a devastating epidemic that brings economic disaster in its wake.